Thank you. Good evening once again, dear viewers of Smart 24 TV. Welcome back from the commercial break. We continue to passionately discuss our topic of discussion tonight, that is realities of agricultural financing and innovation. Is it the solution to Uganda economic question? It is our major question. With us, we are still going on with our discussion. Osinde Agre Stephen, he is the National Secretary for Mobilization of People's Progressive Party, the party of whose founder is Honorable Mzee Bidandi Sali. And that was a historical NRM.
Yes.
He disagreed with NRM.
I was NRM too.
Yes, he disagreed with NRM maybe because of some one or two reasons. But tonight is not our topic of discussion.
No.
But we will be reflecting on, of course, where one comes up with alternative views.
Yes.
We're continuing with our discussion, and now in this second session, we intend to make an evaluation, dear viewers. The government and the citizens, they do work together.
Yes.
Questions are raised, especially looking at the objectives of different programs the government comes up with, intends to answer some unresolved question. What is our prospect or our situation analysis as agricultural financing of this financial year again takes stage? Number one, it is believed that through financing agriculture, we are solving unemployment.
Yes.
Because research shows that over 65% of jobs can only be found in agriculture.
Yes.
So creation of job employment opportunities, of which many Ugandans, as I give this introduction or preamble to you, dear guests and the viewers, seem not to have yet appreciated. Number two, why do we come up with these programs? It is believed that our GDP, the gross domestic product of this country, if it is to shoot higher with a better percentage, even better than Nigeria, we must have excelled in agriculture. Of course, with the innovation and industrialization, which has been cited in the theme of this budget.
Where the ordinary people are involved in the money economy
Money
as well.
economy.
Yes.
And it is through agriculture that we can have industry that are well, provided for raw materials.
Yes.
Because still the central point remains agriculture.
Yes.
So it takes us to a serious debate tonight to look at whether the government puts a lot in agriculture and ensures that there is efficiency, there is effectiveness. Efficiency means the value for money. I want to simplify it for everyone over there, that the money put is much more beneficial in the outlook and tangibly than what has been invested.
Yes.
Yet with effectiveness, what the money, the public resources to fund agricultural productivity, it is done rightly.
And within the limit of time.
Within the limit of time. We are talking of irrigation and so forth. That will be for you. So now back to you, over to you again. We have had many programs before and financed.
Yes.
We had Poverty Alleviation Fund of 1997, 98. 1997, 98, we also had the Plan for Modernization of Agriculture. It was succeeded a bit with NADS, National Agriculture Advisory Services. It was in 3 phases, 1, 2, 3. And the third one, the climax was 2014, of which was taken over by the Operation Wealth Creation. It seems to be NADS, National Agriculture Advisory Service, still exists, the Secretariat, but the reality of its operation seemed to be intermingled with other operations, including Operation Wealth Creation, the Myoga, and the Plan Parish Development Model. What seems to have gone right and wrong in these programs, over to you again, as they have been financed over and over again, and yet our agricultural progressive economy looks still be not where we expected to be.
First and foremost, agriculture is more of a community development activity, a community development program. So if it is well developed, then the achievement of socio-economic transformation is a matter of course. It will happen because agriculture is well developed. The government has been coming with the plans that you have enumerated there. Plan for modernization of agriculture was mostly called PMA. The other one was PAF. What was PAF? Poverty Alleviation Fund, and NADS, and Operation Wealth Creation, and all that. I think the planning has been largely the problem in all or most of these activities.
The planning or the implementation?
Planning.
Okay.
And then implementation. First of all, people sit in Kampala and design programs without involving the people. Any economic development program should involve the people through the process of planning. Do you know a place called Bombo?
Bombo.
Which people are largely in Bombo? They are Nubians who are largely Muslims. If you take to them piggery projects, is it likely to succeed there? Yet you're planning from Kampala for the people of Bombo and you think piggery should be the best. You should have gone to Bombo to know the needs. You do a needs assessment, okay? Know what the people have, what they are capable of. Involving the people in the planning process has been the undoing for all these programs. I want to reckon that most of these programs have been imposed on the people without proper preparations. Somebody told me that failure to prepare is preparation for failure. If you don't prepare the people enough for these programs, then you're preparing to fail the program because the people to whom you are taking the programs are not prepared enough. I was seated with you at the reception point, and your journalist was interviewing the woman MP for Butaleja, I think Butaleja. And she said, up to now, our people don't know. So they have been given 2 weeks as MPs.
They don't know the parish
They don't know the parish development model. And it is already ripe for implementation. So they have been given 2 weeks recess as MPs to go back to the communities and try to teach the people. Okay, is 2 weeks going to be enough to prepare the people? Yes, the parish development model could be a very good plan, but was designed in Kampala. And the people are only being involved at the last minute. Recently, my son was chasing the Myoga money. In Myoga, in Tororo. He's a musician, and I think they had organized an association of musicians, and he wanted to get some money from a Myoga. The corruption element comes in. The commercial officer, yes, with tribalism and all that, the commercial officer says, I'm going to open an account for you. Bring your photos. It does not even go with them to the bank. And now he says, bring so much corruption. My boy has been chasing for the Myoga money until he did not get it because the commercial officer wanted to be paid. That is, I don't know how much, but they had applied for 30 million as a group. But the commercial officer was even telling them that 7 million or so might have to be his. So he had to be a signatory to the account so that, can you imagine, the idea was just to get the money onto a certain account where even the beneficiaries are not signatories, okay? So that he can have access to it and then give them peanut. And because they were not prepared, because they were not well educated about a Myoga, for example. My son was saying, this is free money. I told him, no, a Myoga is not free money. It is a revolving fund. You are supposed to use that money to make more money so that other people can also borrow. But the commercial officer told us. Now, if the commercial officer is telling the people that it is money, free money, that's why you must give me my portion. You got a point? And he's saying so that it is easy for the young people to release part of the money to him. Now, if this was one group where he wanted 7 million, what about the other groups? How much was he asking for? So the failure of all these programs was, one, from planning. The people were not involved, okay? And the programs were imposed on them, and not enough preparations were made. And I believe even now, they are still grappling to prepare people for the parish development model. We cannot say 100 million will not be enough. If parish development model funding is going to be a revolving fund, maybe that can be the beginning. Was there 100 million in that parish before? It is there now. But if some people are going to simply eat that money, then the people who also receive the rest of it, instead of using it to do the businesses for which they were given the money, because the officers will have taken a portion of it, may also just decide to eat the rest of it. And that will be the reason for the collapse of the parish development model as well. The parish development model has been designed from up here. Right now they are preparing the people. I hope that the people will be prepared enough. I reckon that they would rather delay the implementation of the parish development model and prepare the people enough and make them understand that this money is meant to improve on their livelihoods, is meant to offer capital for them to improve on their agricultural production or any other businesses that they are going to undertake. And when they are ready and they are well organized, but now I hear there are haphazard circles coming up. They are just being prepared, organizing 3, 4, 5, 10 people, 30. The 30 people whose names are being enlisted to form a circle are not even being told exactly what they are being organized for, because somebody thinks they are going to use the ignorance of the people to siphon the same money from them. I was told that they have employed new parish chiefs who will supervise the implementation of the parish development model. And some of the parish chiefs thought that this money was going to be under their control, and they were the ones supposed to do the disbursement. Once they discovered that the money will go direct to the circles, I am told some of the parish chiefs are offering to resign if they are not going to be the ones to control the money. What is the intention of such a parish chief? Isn't it stealing from the people? So the parish,
the design seems to have granted them that they should be part of it.
They are going to be part of it. Did they change that? Because the money does not pass through them.
Yes.
It goes direct to the circles, the community circles that may have been established without them. But they are supposed to be government workers supervising the parish development model. So for me, my problem is that the people are usually not involved in the planning process.
Yes.
And
exclusive planning.
It is exclusive planning, okay?
Which renders it to be poor.
Oh yes, which renders it to be poor. And two, not preparing people enough, even to understand what it is they are getting involved in. All the people know, we are going to get money, we are going to get money. That is the excitement. But the money is for what? And are you ready? Are you going to be able to do the business you say you will do so that you change life for yourselves? In fact, if our people were also serious, they would take advantage of the parish development model. Should it be a genuine project? You had talked of a hidden agenda. I don't know if there is a hidden agenda. But should it be a genuine program for the people? I want to urge Ugandans out there, those of you who will be beneficiaries of the parish development model, please utilize these funds to transform your lives, to make things better, to do business. If you're getting problems, reach out to responsible people so that they can help you. Don't simply go and drink the money and then blame those who gave you the money at the end of it all. Use the money to make a difference in your life and in the lives of your people. I know they are targeting youth, they are targeting women, especially, and then other people. Women and the youth are the majority. And surely, if this country is going to achieve socio-economic transformation and then development, the youth and women are very important in the implementation of a program like this. But they should plan with them and prepare them enough to be able to undertake these programs without having so many losses as it has been with the other policy programs on agriculture.
Mr. Osinde. As we continue with our discussion, it is becoming better and best. We also continue to reflect on the desirables. And you are making proposals. You've identified the gaps. Dear viewers, the first gap that was identified to be critical in this process of agricultural financing is corruption. And the statement is not just made by a person intending to critique government, but it is realized that since time immemorial, by the time when NRM took over power, up to today, in many sectors, even including agriculture, the mismanagement, the embezzlement of funds has been critically, witnessed. And
recently, the president said he even knows the corrupt.
And I remember during 2007, dear viewers, by that time I was an accounting officer in a district.
Oh, you did?
And we were able to appear before the Public Accounts Committee. But it seems to be that even those who are corrupt and the institutions which we have, because we want to be providing now the solution to some of these challenges.
Yes.
Those who steal government funds, even you have talked about 1.4. My wallet, as I share with the moderate for the benefit of viewers, even 1.4, does it reach them?
That is the problem.
That is the question which we are looking at. Number two, whereas the government seems to be committed, is it really, because we are dealing with the realities, is it really committed to know that 2007, Zimbabwe, a certain ADS coordinator, procured over 300 improved hybrid by himself. And I remember I was asked a question before the Public Accounts Committee, how could we do such a thing? And the farmer who was an ADS coordinator said, you see, Mr. Chairman, for Park Honorable, they didn't have a way how to procure. We didn't have where to get these cows, and they decided to surprise them. Finished.
Yes.
And it was realized that, of course, it was a higher price, and the government was losing around 500 million in that deal.
Imagine that.
But the 500 million, the person who stole is there, even has confessed how he flouted the law, but to recover the money, it was difficult. I'm just giving a sample. So to you also, as a citizen, I know, as you are indeed associated with an institution, a political institution, how best can we fight this corruption, and especially in the agricultural sector? Because it has been witnessed in the PFA, during the PFA fund, for purpose of the viewer and yourself, the guest, we understand there was a distribution of one cow at a cost of 1 million. Was every chairman of a sub-county, the NRM chairman. But the recovery was a challenge. During NADS, I've already cited it was the same challenge. Operational wealth creation, there is a time where General Sally was listing a number of some, regional operational creation coordinators who seem not to have done a good work, especially checking on corruption. Then we also talk about the Nyoga and henceforth what is coming forth. What is going to be done different, especially for improving fiscal accountability and ensuring that the citizen resources can reach out to them to reduce this poverty, to improve on market and productivity.
A cousin of mine applied for money from Operation Wealth Creation to rear turkeys, knowing that during Christmas almost every household wants to have a turkey as part of the menu. And the people who processed it had promised that they were going to deliver, I think, 200 are they chicks also, of turkeys.
Yes.
And forms were prepared in advance. They made him sign, of course, for the 200 or so, whatever the number was. At the end of it all, they delivered half. And he didn't have to say anything. After all, you have got it. Did you have it? You get the point? Where did the half go? Now, in the fight against corruption...
1 second. What did the person also sign for?
He simply...
Signed for half or signed for all of them?
He signed for all of them, but received half.
Because if like now we're going to arrest, the two should have been arrested.
Yes, he received half and kept quiet. That's why I'm saying in the fight against corruption, our people should be reawakened to know what corruption is and how it manifests. How can somebody make you sign for 200 turkeys and you receive 100 and then you keep quiet?
And you sign?
No, he had already signed. These people are so wise. Yes, I think maybe that's how he thought he would benefit.
Okay.
The people themselves should be well informed about corruption and its tendencies, so that when they see it, especially in the in the parish development model, when they see that corruption manifest, they should be able to raise an alarm, so that the people they suspect or see to be corrupt are brought to book and prosecuted. The problem is in the justice chain. Somebody has been reported corrupt. The police will be involved. At the end of it all, the police may start eating with the corrupt, and you who reported loses the case just like that. Even if the case went to court, maybe the prosecutor will also want to get his portion so that the case is killed.
So which strategies to curb down this?
Curbing down corruption is identifying the corrupt and punishing them heavily and letting the people know that somebody who was found corrupt has been punished. In China, a corrupt person, after going through the legal process, is taken back to the community and put on firing squad. I'm not suggesting that Uganda should introduce firing squad, but we should put in place punitive sentences, punitive punishment for the corrupt people. Unfortunately, our community condones corruption in a certain way. The corrupt come back to the communities and they are given the front seats in our community churches. They're given front seats. And when they just pledge a little portion of their stolen resources, people clap for them. I want the churches to wake up. Since they are the people who take us through the moral fabric, they should be able to reject. I'm told some churches have started doing so. Returning the loot. Yes.
They refuse your money.
They refuse your money. You should tell them where you got it before they get it. If you begin to expose the corrupt, and everywhere they pass, people blow whistles, I think they will lose appetite for corruption. But what I mean here is that there should be punitive punishments, punitive action for the corrupt, so that those who would want to be corrupt should know that it is deadly, it is dangerous, punitive measures. Now, sometimes we see corrupt people simply moved from one place to another. The case for which he's being removed from this office is corruption, but he has been transferred to another. That is massaging corruption. Deal with the man and let him pay back all that he has stolen.
Okay, you've said it, and we are continuing now as we reflect on the expected agricultural innovation. This is Kampala, and there are some people who say they don't have land. Someone is just rating, even when you're talking about agriculture, is just looking at you in lenses. Say, you are talking about agriculture, me, I'm just a youth. My father or my land sold it for me or my mother to go to school. Agriculture starts with availability of land. And we are looking at the innovative approaches that can bridge that gap. Dear viewers and dear guests, the challenge which is not yet addressed and we have not yet stated it, as we bring in a discussion about innovations. And without innovations, it is believed right from the time of intention to undergo agricultural production and the post agricultural production, it seems that it leaves unresolved question, especially when we have what? When we have challenges of land, access to land. We are going to be coming to that after our commercial break, but we'll be dealing with the innovations and the recommendation for having progressive agrarian economy. Thank you so much. Stay tuned on Smart 24 TV as you wait for the last part dealing with agricultural innovation and recommendation to have a progressive agrarian economy. Okay.